Hello, this is Group 3 from Management Information Studies 310-50, Spring Semester 2017, consisting of Joe, Hani, Nathan, and myself, Michael. This is our PIR final presentation. We chose the Research Education Credit Management, ECMC, because the interview Joe had for our earlier class assignment. ECMC is a nonprofit established as a student loan guarantee agency, providing support for the administration of the Federal Family Education Loan Program. ECMC works with schools and students to lower default rates, promote financial literacy, and provide resources to support student loan borrowers to successfully repay their loans. ECMC is a non-depository credit sector. ECMC was looking for software to change from roaming user profiles to semi-cloud-based profiles. They decided to look at VMware's User Environment Manager software, or UEM, an off-the-shelf package. It will allow ECMC to run and manage their own servers using the program. VMware's UEM software simplifies end-user profile management. It also offers personalization and dynamic policy configuration across any virtual, physical, and cloud-based Windows desktop environment. UEM is a component of VMware's JUMP, or JMP, Just-in-Time Management Platform. JMP orchestrates the building of necessary systems in real time to achieve the stated outcomes. UEM is also designed to increase productivity while decreasing costs of daily support and operations. ECMC was looking for a flexible, manageable software that they can easily adapt with the User Environment Manager. The IT department is able to easily apply their policy and still manage to maintain compliance without compromising user data. With the implementation of the software, the secondary activity of technology development holds a great importance. Software allows the business owners in the company to have the ability to lower management costs and adapt to business needs while allowing the end users, employees, as well as customers to have a consistent experience with the fast app access to minimize the login time. The new information system, VMware User Environment Manager, is an upgrade to ECMC's existing method of managing user profiles in their virtual environment. ECMC uses VMware Horizon View to provide virtual desktops. They also use VMware App Volumes to service virtual applications dynamically to the end user. The VMware UEM is not separate. ECMC decided to host VMware's User Environment Manager on its premises. This allows ECMC to maintain complete control of any private or proprietary information while also giving the ability to completely control and customize the IT solution. VMware Identity Manager requires all users to log into their own identity provider, which allows authentication. Since they have a single sign-on, each department has different ways of signing on. For example, employees who handle customer calls directly might use a login ID and password, while employees who work in the human resource database might have to use employee IDs as the primary way of accessing information. VMware uses vSphere Data Protection or any other third-party product that is integrated with VMware to protect data, to back up and restore virtual machines in their service controller. The User Environment Manager allows users to have a consistent experience with an application that is easily accessible. According to Reine, prior to the system, it could take employees anywhere between 15 to 20 minutes to log into their system and prepare for their daily work. ECMC decided to implement the system because the cloud-based option that VMware offered gives employees minimal downtime, which in turn affects the value chain activity operations. With the newly implemented system, ECMC also has a competitive advantage of creating a consistent experience for their employees as well as customers who are logging into their user profiles. Moving on to the technology environment. The two most common methods of hosting an application are locally and in the cloud. The UEM application is hosted on local network servers. So Reine referred to it as semi-cloud based. It is primarily managed locally by the end user computing team, not by VMware. Since ECMC owns the servers, they can completely customize it based on the specific needs of ECMC. It also means that they have complete control over all their data and user information. In addition to personalized profiles, UEM allows applications to be dynamically provided to the end user based on a group policy object that is configured in advance by the EUC team. This allows ECMC to have templates of configuration and allowed applications for specific roles depending on the job requirements. VMware is completely integrated with ECMC's IT systems in that the applications run via virtualized user desktops. The ability to manage access to specific applications and information is an important part of the VMware UEM. The access is granted based on employee job duties and requirements. UEM also can monitor employee use by tracking timestamps and user login information. User application profiles are backed up 6 separate times within UEM, and network shares are backed up using a dedicated third-party application. In the event of hardware failure, workstations can be restored using a profile image from UEM. UEM allows ECMC to restrict what changes to a profile are carried over to the profile image. This can prevent viruses and other malware from affecting the computers because the data that is corrupted is removed after the local session. The EUC team owns the application and oversees its maintenance and configuration. When the users need support, they initiate the request to the IT help desk, and that department escalates it to the EUC team. Any changes to the application are required to go through user acceptance testing, UAT. UAT is the process of testing in which the end users confirm that the changes are functional and allow them to use the system in a realistic situation. ECMC is using current version of VMware UEM, and the EUC team will evaluate any future updates and implement them as needed. Although ECMC does not currently have any published policy or procedures, it does partner with VMware by combining technology platforms that work to drive, grow, and are innovative for the company. ECMC prides themselves in working with VMware to ensure their security and technical information is presentable while protecting the information of their clients. They also follow best practices with the company and have agreed upon arrangements that ensure the product reaches the highest standard they have set for security. To complete this, they have a robust approval process. By following the company's best practices, they stay organized to easily access and maintain information, communicate effectively with any party involved, ensuring that all needed communication is delivered in the needed platform. Because no development procedure exists, application designers are not required. However, the developers work to make information easily accessible while educating on their products. Because of the structured database ECMC has in place, the IT department works to manage access risk by gaining increased visibility to user access and access risk while trying to reduce overall costs of compliance. They use the fewest possible resources to reduce the amount of disruptions. Because implementation is always a difficult thing to accomplish, ECMC feels that by using the needed leadership with proper support of upper management and product managers, combined with effective direction of the complicated system, they have increased the successfulness of the implementation. They also establish requirements to help define the scope of the project and set needed communication standards of weekly meetings to discuss design, implementation, and testing phases. Along with the weekly meetings, they communicated regularly with emails and a contact person designated for all questions. The path ECMC used for the development of the system was not traditional because the organization has an application development team, but decided to purchase the software instead. Traditionally, they would perform an analysis of what was needed, work to build the program internally, then roll out the newly developed software. With VMware, they worked with Director of IT Infrastructure to determine the purchase. Then they worked to implement a team that would help with needed customizations, finally rolling out the software. During implementation, management held weekly meetings to inform the project participants of the software integration. Email announcements were also sent about updates and completions. Testing was initially completed by VMware and then released to ECMC's User Acceptance Testing Group. The UAT then worked to complete reporting and send issues to the application owner weekly. Initially, the company used their UEM to introduce it into UAT passively. Once they introduced to build new profiles into production, they disabled persona management. They used UEM to ensure future growth would be accommodated and fully enabled it into production on March 18, 2017. Tribal knowledge and patience were required for implementation of UEM and the success of the conversation, as well as implementation of the project. As we assessed this project, we saw the system was a success because it has eliminated an issue where users were taking anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes to log on to VDI, which has reduced productivity loss drastically. It has also increased accuracy and improved the quality of service amongst the departments and customers. Because the system is all online, it also reduced paperwork, which helps in reducing security breaches. The biggest recommendation for ECMC would be for them to gather more information and possibly do surveys annually to see if employees and customers are satisfied with the system in place. They should work on continuously improving the system as well as being more flexible to the changes that can come up in the industry. Our greatest resource was Reine, senior engineer for ECMC. We interviewed him throughout this assignment. Some of the websites we used were the VMware website for more information on the product that ECMC was using and what it entails, as well as YouTube to better understand the information technology system. The ECMC website was also a great resource to better understand the company and the policies that they had in place for the customers. Finally, we'll discuss lessons we have learned while doing this project, not only lessons from ECMC, but lessons for ECMC. ECMC did not have many formal analysis processes in regards to choosing IT projects. It seems possible to find valuable projects without a formal process, but it might be riskier in general. The project cost was included in another license that ECMC already had purchased, so we think it illustrates the importance of fully utilizing software licenses in order to maximize the value received from them. We believe future projects should be fully vetted and all ramifications should be known. In ECMC's implementation of the UEM, it ran into some issues of user permissions. We believe this is something that can easily improve future projects. Although this did not hinder the project, it may be beneficial for ECMC to have a written outsourcing agreement with VMware in the event of unforeseen occurrences. ECMC should create types of feasibility studies for future projects. This may eliminate some steps taken previously. We also believe ECMC may be fully efficient in future projects with the formal project team. Although the UEM project was a success without one, it may be more advantageous for ECMC in the future. This concludes Group 3's PIR final presentation. Thank you.